.5 so from 11 minutes after the hour of 11 a.m. in Service and Lucian, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. Here I am just doing it again. The second part of today is a house guest edition with me. And of course, I hope you guys are familiar with Mr. Terrick King. Yeah, TK, the boss. Good morning, sir. It's immense pleasure to be here on the Super FM. How are you doing this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me today. I want to say greetings to the whole of Soufriere and St. Lucia and the wider Caribbean and the globe at large.
Greetings to you as well. For persons who are not aware, just tell us who you are, just in short.
Okay. Well, I am TK the Boss. I am a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, teacher, sound engineer, recording engineer, amongst other things, record label owner of Hot Records. And I am a multi-talented individual who is looking to make sure that St. Lucia reaches on the map musically in many different ways, because we have a multifaceted culture right here. And let's expose that to the globe.
Interestingly, the boss. How that name came along? The boss.
The Boss. When I was going to school, we were always hustling and doing things. So they used to consider that I was the bravest one out of the group, and I was the talker, the ringleader, So that's why they ended up calling me the Boss.
Nice. So thanks for that clarification. You are the founder of Hot Records. What inspired you to
Yes.
start your own label?
I wanted to take control over my own destiny, make sure that I do it on my terms and show that it can be done, and inspire and continue to show people for generations after me that we can continue to rise the profile.
And the HOT acronym stands for?
Heavy on talent.
Ah, I get that. I must agree with you for sure. St. Lucia has a lot of talent, and I think too many times we rely on government to nurture, to bring it out. For us, you have to put it out there for persons to recognize it, and then they extend that platform for you to actually develop, to grow, and blow even worldwide. I
Yeah.
can say for you, please take us back to the early days. How did you really get into music?
Oh, sure. Well, I was in music from the time I was swimming with my brothers and sisters in my father's chamber. And because my father is a drummer who was playing with Apex and Vertex. So when I inseminated my mother's fortress and became a baby, I was developing as a musical note already. So when I was delivered here on the 28th of June 1993, I basically saw anything that I could have done musically as, my venture. When it came to actually starting out, I started like when I was about 3 years old singing, preschool production plays. They saw that I had the talent. When I was about 5, my uncle used to record. He was an artist himself. Shout out to Killer Mill, big up Killer Mill, from Pave. And he used to record with, the cassette tapes. Remember them cassette tapes? Yeah, man. So the man had like his mic and, they had the beat running in one cassette and you're recording the other cassette. Yeah, that's where I really started writing my own songs and, penning them. And from that age, just throughout my life, my school life, always making sure I get into music. And, on a professional level, I've been doing it from about 13 years old. So.
What would you say are your day-to-day challenges? We know a lot of the times musicians, sound engineers, artists, they're all challenged in those areas. Sometimes it might be the lack of finance, sometimes human resource, sometimes the not getting the support that they need.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you speak to in terms of your challenges?
My challenges, hmm, I would say my challenges is, to be honest, I wouldn't necessarily say the financial part. The reason being is because I think that because of my talents that I have definitely put a way down to make money in multiple ways, because I'm a multi instrumentalist. So in performing live, I make at least five different sources of income, you know, when it comes to just bands alone. And then, when it comes to, I'm actually in studio right now because I'm waiting for an artist to come lay down some songs. Yeah, and we were just, making sure that I made sure that I own the means of production. So I think my greatest thing is, what would I say is my greatest challenge right now? Um, I would say maybe getting, like, I might say maybe getting the government or one of, like, those officials behind me, or people who are in that rank.
Okay, thank you.
I would say that, like, in that way, maybe they might have people who figure that I should be doing like this one genre of music and unfocused when it comes to doing, well, being versatile. They will look at it as being unfocused opposed to being versatile. So, but you can't please everybody. So I'm really, giving thanks for life and advancing and being creative in how I advance.
Thank you for that as well. Do you think the musical industry is getting all that love and support, or even the push that they need?
Whew, no. But here's the thing. Um, in every industry, in every industry, you don't necessarily have any push, you know, because the thing about it is, when you're looking at people investing into something, you want to make sure that you can get as much returns for as little possible, right? That's the name of the game in business. So I think once artists understand that and play the game to that facet, you know, and play the game to that facet, then we will actually be winning, because then you will see where you could have your songs in things like product placement, you know, and that will be better.
Okay. Tell us about
Mhm.
Hot Records and some of the artists you've worked with and supported through the label.
For sure. Well, I started Hot Records in 2012. So throughout that time, we've worked with numerous amount of acts. We've worked with Shemi J, we've worked with Top Cat, we've worked with Maki, we've worked with Lex. Yeah, we've worked with Lex, we've worked with so many different people. We've Right now our main artists are myself, Camo Original. There We have a band called Tonics, which houses acts such as Tracy, it acts, and a few other acts within that who do different genres. Tonics is a band of artists, so it's original music when you come see us play.
Okay. Um,
Mm.
just before we get into the other question. We have Sheldon Lionel. Is the industry getting better or it plateaued? We did have more bands before.
What you said?
We have, I think, a question or query from Sheldon Lionel. He's saying, is the industry getting better or it plateaued? And he maybe made, or is he asking a question to say, we did have more bands before? You could answer to that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, for sure. Listen, we did have a lot more bands before, and you know what really killed our industry was the lack of originality. The lack of originality. So everybody just began sounding the same, you know, because of that. Yeah, because of that is just making sure that we get back to that place. Because back in the day, Big Six, True Tones, all these bands, they had some sort of identification.
Okay.
You
Um,
understand?
yes. So, can you
Yeah.
tell us about your inspiration behind Carnival Queen, celebrities, Wasco?
Mm.
Tell us about it. How
Mm.
inspired you?
Well, for sure, those songs came from basically the themes of the projects that they are on. So, for instance, Carnival Queen is on a soca album I did this year called Tonic's Carnival. You know, it's so we basically did Tonic's Carnival as an ode to Saint Lucia's Carnival, and Saint Lucia Carnival is the events. We wanted to make songs like inspired by the events, but still songs that could transcend into things that people could hear, could relate to. you know so for celebrities, I have a project. My next soca album will be called Planet Soca. So Celebrities is a single from that. And for Planet Soca is like I'm creating this whole world. I'm creating this whole world that I making sure that people enjoy, but you're still putting it within that whole modern theme. And with Wasco is coming on my next one of my mixtapes called Freak Out Thing Volume 5. So that will be one of those that people could relate to. And Wasco was inspired basically by me just trying to have fun with the whole, Wasco theme, and make it into something Lucians could love and relate to. Yeah, man. And also kind of create like a funny little character out of it.
Thank you so much. What do you really think sets you apart from other labels or even production teams?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I believe that we are the best when it comes to anything that is multi-genre. You know, I think a lot of labels really, I think a lot of labels really look for like this one sound. Like if you look at things like jamming records, they mostly focus on Denry segment. If you look at let's say something like ESP primarily focuses on reggae and jazz, but we do everything. So every type of artist could come work with us, and that sets us apart. We do every style of production, every style of writing, you know, including things that you'll not even think that we do, like rock, opera, these things. Yeah, we do, you know, as well as the Denry segments and soca and calypso and souk and afro beats and dancehall. So, and also we have sub labels called music houses. So what we've done recently, we've launched three sub labels or tents. In this regard, we have to call them tents. So we have one for calypso and zouk, we have one for Denry segment, and we have one for soca.
Thank you for that. How has your journey as a producer and songwriter influenced the way you run Heavy on Talent Records?
It has everything to do with it because I have seen so many things within the industry, so many things, and I'm grateful because when you have a rough journey, then you get to see the real weights, everything that compounds. You know what I'm saying? And it builds your character, you know? So right now, I've learned so much because it wasn't given to me as easily. I had to learn things to make it come. So when people said I was recording too much music, you know, I had to get to learn how to record myself so that I couldn't let their opinion stop me. When they say, oh, you need to a band or you need this or that, I learned how to play the instruments instead of crumbling. So because there was one time we had a band and it was like when Tonics just started out. Tonics was like this 8-member band, right? And the band basically split in half, and it was 3 of us and 5 who left, and it was 3 of us that were left, you know. And in that, it was myself, the drummer, and like a percussionist. I was playing keyboards and bass at the same time. We never went to look for a bass player. So that has allowed me to see if I'm missing something in Hot Records, I'm going to catch it. Anything that it's like, even when I'm in a band, if a member is sick, I could just play the instrument. You know? Yeah, man.
Which is good in that sense, you're multifaceted. Um,
Hmm.
Sheldon, again, has another concern. Is it
Talk
very
to me.
expensive to do a recording? Most or all of the music recorded locally?
Mm. No, it depends. You see, like anything else, Sheldon, it's how you spend your money and how you invest your money, like anything else. So if you invest your money, you figure out you want it like, oh, quote unquote professional, um, then you could, let's say, allocate about $2,000 per song. You could use that $2,000 probably, and if you know what you're doing, you could get your own equipment, record yourself, and learn how to engineer yourself. That will save you a lot more money. So you see where you just spent, but the difference is you invested in yourself opposed to investing into one thing.
As a multi instrumentalist,
Mm,
songwriter, and
mm,
engineer, you wear many hats. Kudos to you. Which
thank
role
you.
do you enjoy the most and why?
Ooh, I'm unsure. I think I love all roles. I just grateful and see what I have to do and just do it. I don't think like I necessarily have a favorite role. Yeah. Just
With
what I
that,
have to do.
okay,
Yeah,
with
I
that,
have
I
to do
have a lovely question for you. What is a
it.
typical day like for you when you're in the studio and especially working on a project? Earlier on, you indicated that you were waiting on an artist. You mind sharing
Mhm.
with us on that?
Oh, sure. Well, typically for me, when I'm in the studio, I like to come, prep the beats, listen, or if I was working on something like from the day before, the night before, I might like voice note it on my tablet until like the daytime comes and then go ahead. When that happens, like I just keep going. Like I'm just listening and putting it down, 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 putting it down. After that, I'll take like a lunch break, you know, do that for a while. After the lunch break, what I'll do, I'll come back and I'll start listening to different things that we have in the pipeline where we're looking to put out the soonest. So I'll start re-listening to different things and start tweaking where necessary.
Nice.
When an artist is with me, typically the artist presents me with an idea, or if they don't have an idea yet, then we brainstorm. I typically look at something about the artist, like for you, Brie. If like let's say, okay, if I had to make something about you right now, it might be like, okay, you'd speak about your style and fashion and your professionalism. So if we had to work here, we might make a song about a professional black woman, you know, and just relate it into a way where professional black women could feel it.
I'm happy you're saying that. So I'm gonna challenge you to put a song together specifically for me. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
What type of song you looking for? What genre?
What do you think? I mean, now we've seen the Kuduro, we've seen the Denry segments. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
actually, in any and everything, it's dominating. So I would love
Mm-hmm.
something like a umpire kind of, high beat
Mm-hmm.
stuff, that. And again, it ties with our African heritage as well, with the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon is coming at you again. Is Carnival your busiest time?
Man, that's a great question, Shell. Actually, to be honest, as a multi-genre musician, all year round is my busiest time. Yeah, I think because I wasn't here for Carnival for the past 2 years. I haven't been here for Carnival. This year was my first year back after 2 years in Carnival, and I was busy all the time. Yeah.
I mean to ask, what has life been for you on the cruise ship?
Oh man, that's been crazy. That's been crazy. Maybe a little rock star for consumers on the radio, but yeah. Mm,
Okay, with that being said, what would you
yes.
say is the most important element in creating a successful track?
What's the most important element?
Mm-hmm.
Authenticity. Yeah.
Elaborate.
When something comes from an authentic place,
Mm-hmm.
it transcends anything, transcends everything. Something comes from an authentic place. Okay, let's say again, coming to you, you're a strong, independent black woman. You get? So let's say for you, you love men, but you have your own money. So the typical thing that they say men have to do, like provide money monetary wise, you're already good on your own in that regard, right?
You're reading
So
my tarot
now,
cards, huh?
what you said?
You're reading my tarot cards.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Let me throw the cards back on the table and start to elaborate, shall we, darling? So, for what I see in your future, but on a serious note, so if you would have to go there, you would look at that, like, because I, as the writer, I would want to look for the most authentic version of you. That's how I write. I don't give you like a song that I have and I say, "Ah, you go sing that," and that's how you sing it. No, I give you we sit and I put together something that's based on it, you know. So it would be like black woman, black woman, you check it, black woman, you check it, something like that, you know. Strong and independent, beautiful black woman, black woman, you check it, something so. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and you could see yourself putting together something like that, right?
Because
You
I
check
would
it?
definitely say black woman standing tall, full of
Yeah,
fire
something
when
you see what I'm saying?
us.
Yes, yes.
I
But
never knew, you
you
know.
just putting it on that beat. But the thing is, when you're putting it on that beat, when you flow in a particular style and fashion, you know,
Sorry.
that's sitting down on the beat. And that's another factor that needs into a successful track.
Thank you. Sheldon is
Hmm.
keeping you busy. Is your
That's
eye
great.
set on the main stage of jazz? Thank you so much, Sheldon. That would have been one of my questions.
Is it? For sure, I would definitely love to do it someday, you know. So let's see how it works. For me, I'm looking at it like I can do any stage I will. So or like I pick and choose still, but you know what I mean, you know. For main stage jazz, I would definitely love to do that. Forgive me, I just have to I look outside, make sure the artist knows who the place, you know. So yeah, but what I was saying is that yeah, I definitely would love to do main stage jazz and be a part of that lineup, that cast, because that has been something that has been so prestigious. And I think any artist in St. Lucia would love to do that opportunity, you know. And for me, I look at it as when it comes in my plate, or when I consider myself fully prepared, because for me, there are a few goals I want to achieve first. You know what I'm saying? There are a few goals I want to achieve first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stopping! Why? Huh? So because of
Terry,
this,
oh, oh my, Tarek, 88.5 hours of FM, 20 minutes moving up to the hour. I hope I have the time right.
we know exactly what we have to
To the hour of 12 noon in Surface Nation, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. We just want to just make a short apology, if I may,
bring.
that he has moved slightly
Hello?
from Wi-Fi. Hi,
Oh, can you hear me? Yeah.
I'm hearing you shouting someone, and I had to make an apology to my listeners. Terry? As I was saying earlier on, I'm apologizing on behalf of the guest who has moved away from his connection. Um, Unforeseen circumstances, I must say, but we will definitely continue with this discussion, looking at the musical journey, the challenges, behind our rising stars, and knowing no 2 days are definitely the same, but you have to continue to persevere. And we are arguing that there is not enough support being put in place for
Mm,
our musicians. Let's take a look at
mm-hmm,
behind the scenes. You mind really sharing with us? Because a lot of the times we think everything is crisp, everything is perfect, but then a lot is falling
mm.
apart behind the scenes. So you mind maybe just sharing that with us?
Sure, no problem. It is my pleasure to. So what it is,
A behind the scenes look, literally.
yeah, well, obviously, we have our challenges behind the scenes, and some of our challenges for sure is that there is a lack of finances being pumped into it. But again, I, as a musician,
You
I have
definitely
to take
giving us some
responsibility.
clue there.
Yeah, man, I have to take responsibility for that,
Yeah.
because one thing about us is that our industry is looked at as unprofitable because we are nothing. You check why showing you we're not united as we supposed to be. You know, we're not united as we supposed to be. So because of that lack of unity, the people looking onto us are going to think like, oh, is it like worth investing in us? So what we have to do now is make sure that we might have our internal fights, like any family, because you could look at the musical fraternity like a family. Any family is going to have their internal fights. You understand? To me, I ain't Brenda voice. Brenda, you know, forgive me, folks. But with us as musicians, we need to present a united front. Because for instance, if we go to a hotel right now, typical example, I might come and say, you know what happened? I'm coming to charge $1,000. Somebody who might be, let's say, more popular or less popular, but they come to you and they tell you, $1,000, guys, I doing that for you for $500. Now,
True.
the next person will come there and tell you, I'm doing that for 500, give that to me for 100. And then the next person go tell you, that's a 100, that's too expensive, give that for 20.
You
The
get
next
that.
person will come and tell you, hey, I paying you to perform. Now, as the person who is paying the investor, right? What do you think that person is going to think? They're going to think, okay, this industry, this is nonsensical, this is non-profitable, right? That's just how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. So we have to present a more united front for us to be taken seriously by the necessary stakeholders. For instance, if you look at Jamaica and Trinidad, especially Jamaica, I would say, Jamaica has one of the most thriving music industries in the whole of the Caribbean. You check it? You talk about Jamaica, you talk about countless stars. You understand? And the reason because of that, and I've heard stories about, because I work with Jamaican artists. I have music with Lute and Fire and a few of them. So working with them, I know a lot about the inside industry, but the typical public doesn't know. The typical investor, the typical promoter who go in for them don't know. You understand? That's how they're thriving. They keep all their little spots, spits and spots in house. To the world they present. Yeah, Jamaica, one love, man, one love, Jamaica. Yeah, but
Thank you for that. Um,
mhm,
Looking back, what are you most proud of in your career?
mhm. Oh, I'm most proud of acquiring skills. I'm most proud of acquiring skills. That's what I'm most proud of. Being able to say right now that I have such a wide resume that makes me very valuable to any industry. And I want to say to all the youth listening, especially in any industry you are in, the more skills you have, the more you are able to serve the industry that you
Okay.
are in. And the more you are able to serve the industry that you are in, the more that you are able to make money. Okay? The difference between the rich and the poor, the rich always try to look for different avenues of income, while the poor looking at trying to get, just spending their money on whatever that is useless.
Thank you. Before we close, I have one question. What do you see as the future of
Yes,
St. Lucian music on the global stage?
man, I see us winning Grammys. I see us dominating the charts. I really see us like, if you see, and I'm telling you all, as someone who has traveled the globe, you know, I'm telling y'all, listen, we special, we special, y'all. We special. We don't even know how special we are because a lot of us, unfortunately, have yet to get that chance to travel and see different countries in a capacity where you seeing what they have to offer. And I'm telling you, we are the only place on earth that I've seen that has so much variety. Okay? And anywhere else that has that variety, there's a lot of solutions there. Okay? Now, for us as artists, we have to overs that pressure creates diamonds. The little pressure we go through, don't let that deter us and sway us away. Because anywhere you go, you'll face pressure. You understand? Anywhere you go in an office job, the boss yelling at you all day, you facing pressure. You just quite showing you. Anywhere you go, you facing pressure. You going on tour, you have to do how many shows your voice keep doing a papi show on you. Pressure. You always, yeah, you have to drink how much tea, you have to play like it's tea and tea and tea. Pressure, you know. But when you could handle the pressure, you know, you will reap your rewards. Okay? You'll reap your rewards. Handle the pressure. Every business takes a while to see profits, you know. But in the meantime, between time, try your best to keep your overheads low. If you are working like more than one job, like you're doing a day job or what they consider, there's nothing wrong with that. And please don't ever think I'm down in any artist who working hard for their paper. Okay? Big up to you. You working hard for your paper. All right? What I'm saying is that, for those of us who had to get it out of the mud more or less, we also have to look at just knowing that it will be pressure at times, but don't let that bring you down so much that you cannot function. You know? For those artists who putting in the work and those who are dominating, people like Desrel, Nerdy, you know, Ricky T, Arthur, Shemi, you should get Umpa, Servants, Mighty, all of y'all, big up yourselves. Thank you for representing us. You should why showing you? Because y'all are the cornerstone of us St. Lucian artists right now. Y'all are the amalgamation of us right now in terms of what y'all represent. And big up to y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep coming up with great music. The artists who coming up and coming, keep at it. I hear a lot of great music from St. Lucia of all different genres. Keep at it. Yo, I'm very proud to be a St. Lucian because I could pull up any genre of music. I could literally find any type of artist from St. Lucia, literally. And that makes me very proud. Keep at it, y'all. Y'all are very talented. Y'all on levels that y'all might not even know y'all on just through certain things. But I'm here to let y'all know me say, yeah, man, big up yourselves. Y'all doing it well. And y'all still have the Lucian flavor sitting in place. And even if y'all decide to just go all out where y'all want it to sound more global, big up yourself because, for you to do that, it takes a lot of skill.
Thank you. It's now time to say thank you so much to you. It's been an immense pleasure. How would you
Um,
like to close this discussion?
I'd like to close this discussion by saying thank you so much, Baby Bree, for the opportunity, and thank you all for your patience during this interview, where y'all just got a glimpse of sometimes how crazy my day gets. But thank you so much for your patience, for your understanding. I love Soufre very much. Soufre has always been close to my heart. A lot of my people, plus I have a lot of family down there. That's where my family originally is from. So Soufre always has a special place in my heart. And I'm looking forward to coming down tomorrow and having fun with you all on that stage.
Ah,
Upaniglo just kuye, wasko kuye, wasko. Cause there's only one you in the world, yeah. Show off your personality, cause I telling you, just love me. Big up your whole self. Big up Baby Breed, don't worry. We'll be talking about that song soon because big up the whole of Soufre FM, the whole of Soufre. We love y'all. You just get only one you in the world, so show off your personality. Yeah, man.
How may I help you?
Hey, you guys can go. You do not eat show. I know the win party show. All about EDC. Come mention time baby. Come you pay your money to wash your body. Who panic no just be. Wasco, Wasco, Wasco. Who panic no just
what's
be.
going on this moment? Being
Wasco,
full of house guests. For today, Thursday, the 21st of August,
hey.
2020s. I'm going if 2026, huh? 2025. We mean 1926 already. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Wasco,
So,
Wasco. Hey, who panic no just be.
tomorrow it
Who
is
panic
the
no.
finals is happening, and of course TK the boss himself is going to be there live in a mix. You don't want to miss this, and of course feel free to purchase your tickets from the Calypso members and the Container Bar. With that being said, we're out. It's been a pleasure. Stay blessed. You know how it is. Enjoy. We're out.
Wasco. Hey, puis, Wasco. Who panic no.
Grand Country
Any glow
at the Soufre St. Isidore's Hall from 6 p.m. onward.